Hey everyone, Rick here, and folks, welcome back to another unit review for Battlefields of Mana. Now, this actually isn't a unit, it's a unit commander. So now we're getting into some of the crazy, different, kind of unique features of Battlefields of Mana. So here is a unit commander. You can add these figures to an existing unit to give them a little bit of a boost. On the turntable right now, we have an example of an infantry unit commander and a cavalry unit commander, both for the Lunar Knights. I didn't bring over the Regal Guard ones, but I do have their stat card. I actually have 3 different poses for them, 1 foot and 2 cav, but of course, as always, the stats are the same. Here's how they work. The stat sheet looks a little crazy, but attack dice is as per the unit +1. Combat strength, armor, defense, range, movement, it mimics the unit profile that they get attached to. Initiative bonus is +5. That's the big thing. Now, in addition to that extra attack die, initiative for the unit becomes at least a +5. When you attach a unit commander or a single hero figure champion to a unit, the unit profile takes on the highest initiative of whatever's attached to the unit. So if you attach one of these unit commanders to a unit of axemen, that unit of axemen goes from an initiative bonus of +2 to +5. And then, of course, the figure itself has 2 health, and ability has the unit commander ability and any additional unit abilities. The cost is a 1 or a 2. So here's where we had to figure this out. So if you attach a unit commander to a unit that costs 3 points or less, the unit commander only costs 1 point. If you attach the unit commander to a unit that costs 4 points or more, it costs 2 points to attach. Now, the unit commander special ability essentially just says the unit now has this much initiative bonus, and as a, so let's do this. I brought a unit of axemen over to demonstrate how this works. We'll move the cav down here for a sec. Here is a unit, which we've looked at before, of Lunar Knight axemen. Costs 3 points. I want to add a unit commander. They are always added somewhere in the front rank on either side of the banner bearer, and then other figures are pushed back. That's right. So that way you may have a 3rd rank. Now, if another unit was attacking me in the flank, these figures in the back rank are fluid. You'd move them over. Hell, even if you had some casualties here, someone attacks you in the flank over here, you always maximize contact. This guy's not going to just stand over here, while this one guy takes all the blows. No, he'll move over there, so they'll still get at least 2 guys worth of attacks on that unit. But anyway, so yes, when you put a unit commander in there, put them on either side in the front row, move in anyone else back. Because of course there's other single characters. You can fill up the whole unit with single characters and just keep moving guys to the back. But anyway, that's how that looks when a unit commander's in there. Now, when you're shooting at a unit with a single figure hero like a unit commander in there, you can't target that single figure because it's assumed that other figures in the unit are going to get in the way and save the unit commander. So the unit commander can never be singled out in ranged combat, but he or she can be singled out in close combat. So if we had someone attacking this unit, they could, assuming they were in contact with them, at least at an angle. If he was right in the center, this guy could attack the unit, or he could direct his attacks on the unit commander. Now, you may be saying, well, the unit commander only has 2 health. he sounds kind of vulnerable. Well, he is. However, part of the unit commander special ability is that if he is singled out in close combat, he gets 1 extra defense die. So no matter how many attacks get through, he will always have 1 more defense die than the number of attack dice. So that way, when you think about dividing your attacks up, you're like, should I divert them all to the unit, or should I divert them to the unit commander? The unit commander does get more defense dice. Now, if the whole unit was destroyed down to the banner bearer is always removed last. The unit commander would take the hits. That way, you could target the unit itself, and those hits would go to the unit commander before the banner bearer, and the unit commander wouldn't get extra defense dice in that situation. So it almost, helps protect the unit commander further. Well, I'll whittle down this unit until they're so small, then any further attacks then could take out the unit commander. Or you may just say, no, we got to take that unit commander out. He's adding an extra attack die every time. His initiative bonus is absolutely ridiculous. Having a unit commander in a unit, assuming you're not facing another unit with a unit commander, essentially means you're going first. I mean, unless you roll really poorly, a unit commander's initiative bonus is so good that, you'd have to roll really poorly not to go first. So a unit commander is definitely a target, but can't be singled out again in range, only in close combat. But if you single him out in close combat, he does get that extra defense die. So that just makes unit commanders really cool. In this case, a unit of axemen normally costs 3 points. So adding a unit commander only costs a single point. And then he mimics all their special abilities. So now he rolls 3 dice, because everyone else here rolls 2. He also gets the brutality special ability. He gets the fury special ability. And remember, when we talked about axemen, we said fury kicks in when the unit size is cut down to half or less, not including special characters. So they still would only have to be down 3 guys, even though there's 4 left, but 3, is half of 6. So Fury kicks in, and look at that. They still have 4 guys there. Fury kicks in. All their attack dice are +1, plus they have brutality, and the unit commander adds an extra attack die. They're rolling 7 attack dice up front here, all +1, re-rolling 1s. Whatever the case may be, depending on the defender's armor. Yeah, a unit commander for 1 point really changes the game. It gets a little trickier when you're thinking about adding them to a more expensive unit, like a unit of heavy cavalry, because that means the unit commander costs 2, because heavy cavalry costs 5 points. So it's like, okay, that unit commander costs 2 points. Do we want to do that, or do we want to add in a whole unit of archers or a whole unit of spearmen? Is the benefit of the unit commander worth an entire unit of swordsmen? Maybe, because attached to a heavy cav unit, that means you're rolling 10 dice up front, and he has dodge, and he bumps that initiative bonus to a +5. It's just insane. But anyway, I could go on and on. I absolutely love the idea of unit commanders. Plus, I love naming them. They're just fun, special characters. Now, unlike every other single figure in the game, hero characters, monsters, what have you, unit commanders cannot leave the unit. We're going to talk about warlords, sorcerers, other single characters who can join and leave units willy-nilly and go join other units or fight all alone by themselves as single figures. Unit commanders cannot. Unit commanders are assigned to a unit at deployment at the beginning of the game, and they can never leave that unit. We'll talk about the other single figures who can leave the units later, but a unit commander can never leave the unit. But that's it, folks. That is how a unit commander attaching him to a unit works, and what it looks like in Battlefields of Mana. So I hope you enjoyed that, and I appreciate your viewership. Thank you all so much for watching. I do truly appreciate it, and until next time.